All right, welcome back to our Wu-Tang American Saga review episodes 4, 5, and 6. Lots of great responses from the first one, man. How you been?
Man, everything is good, man. Just on edge with this series, man. I've been outsourcing and trying to compare
Outsourcing.
notes and, you know what I'm saying, cross-referencing everything at this point, man. So, everything's love, man.
So let me jump in some of the comments real quick before we even get started from the last joint,
sure.
because folks was wilding, man, in the comments as always. And we got a couple of emails too. So first one comes from, let's see where we at. Martin Van Lou. He said Joey Badass was thinking 50 Cent check greater than RZA check.
Get money.
This next one from Dominic Casey says, you guys just showed up in this series. It's probably how he showed up in real life. We have to admit he's the weakest lyrically in the Wu. And I had to jump in. I was like, man, we're not gonna do that. We can't do that to you guys.
Nah, I ain't gonna bash nobody, man. We definitely got our favorites, obviously. Yeah. But yeah, I ain't gonna.
And they all play their role, you know.
Yeah.
Next one comes from that avid listener, Lee's Roy. He says, what do y'all think that they won't be like in series 3 or 4? Do you think they just gonna show ODB just doing coke all the time? Do they think they'll just show the RZA hanging out with the grave diggers, doing random stuff, producing movies? Will they show meth just going against the grain and hanging out with Redman and Raekwon and Ghostface, just buying all the wallabies in the store? Let me know what y'all think.
Not just buying them, son, designing them.
Yeah. So we're behind a little bit on reviews, and I'm interested when we get into this next set because I'm interested in when we go into 7. Well, it's only 7 to 8 about right now, but yeah. I'm interested, especially with the Def Jam exec. But we'll jump into that in the next turn.
Yeah.
So yeah, jump on in, man. Let's start out episode 4. Episode 4 is called Pioneer the Future.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and for real, so it starts off, obviously, on the ferry. You know what I'm saying? The Staten Island or Liberty Ferry.
Hold up. Go ahead.
Okay. Starts off on the ferry, and it starts off somber, if you will. It's got the American flag and the whole thing. When they start cutting to the people, it gets turbulent out the gates. So you know what I'm saying?
That's an understatement.
Man, so you know what I'm saying? I use that because of the water, you know what I'm saying? But Dennis walks up, he approaches Bobby and sees Shy standing there. And he's immediately like, what the fuck? And
what's going on?
I like how he did it because Dennis said, what the fuck? And then Shy said, is this nigga doing here? You know what I'm saying? So it was real, it was clean. You know what I'm saying? And so they about to going back and forth with Bobby, like, nigga, I thought you was putting together a crew. And he's like, Shy was like, yo, I ain't in no crew, straight up.
Like off the strength.
Just off the strength, that they in the same space. And so yeah, Dennis is like, yeah, you sure about that? Because you know what I'm saying, you wasn't saying that when you shot up my mom's crib. And so that immediately becomes almost an impossible situation for Bobby. He got to let that breathe a little bit. And he says, Bobby's like, I ain't in no crew. So they disperse and go their own way. And then I'm saying Power hops on. They cut to Power walking on the boat. And then Power ends up seeing Dennis on the boat also. And so that's not peace at all. So you know what I mean, that's, they have their don't tell me you on the boat too. You know what I'm saying? Before they can actually like have full dialogue, Bobby gets off the elevator and kind of interjects, and that's when they was like, yo, please tell me you ain't invite this nigga too. And you know what I'm saying? So Bobby's immediately like, yeah, I did. And you know what I'm saying, if anybody wants to swing on anybody, let it be me.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It starts talking the orchestra talk and like how everybody's trying to hold down their position or section in the analogy. And then no sooner than that happens, Vine walks up and sees Power in the cipher with Bobby, and he's like, Power says, yo, what up, Vine? Been a minute. And you know what I'm saying? And Vine is like, yeah, it has. And looks at Bobby. He said, what the hell, Bobby? You know what I'm saying? And so everybody's kind of like, it shows it's very, tense. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Out the gate. And then so, Bobby's like, dude, listen, you know what I'm saying? Power is the streets, man. You know what I'm saying? Cats in Staten obviously rock with him, but Queens and Brooklyn, like everybody respects dude. You know what I'm saying? And so we gonna need that. And then they cut immediately to the violinist. And I got amped, son, because they were, you know what he was playing. He was playing.
That was just thrown in there. No way RZA was that. I mean, that's just for TV effects. It
was for people like us.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like, hold on, no.
I appreciated it. Honestly, because that's one of my favorite joints, but that's on this album.
Yeah, that's on the Wu-Tang Forever. That's like couldn't have been way later. Yeah, he couldn't have been thinking of that beat, because especially as many beats as he ended up dropping over a time period, he couldn't have been, or maybe he could have been thinking about that in the back of his head for a long time.
He might have heard. I mean, we don't really know where he gets his inspiration from, right? Unless he says it.
He never really tells us either. He never, production wise at least.
So we get to use our, you know what I'm saying, spectator imagination, or kind of rely on his creative imagination and say, hey, a seed was planted on the ferry. There was a violinist that would play classical music, and he played something like Reunited, where I got it from. I don't know. Speculation, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I got excited because, you know what I mean? Obviously, I start going through the motions and start rhiming, you know what I'm saying? The lyrics.
Yep.
Reunited.
People are excited.
You know what I'm saying?
So what do you think? I thought that was a beautifully shot episode and beautifully laid out of just they just gonna have them in this boat moving around, all the different characters moving around, interacting with each other on different layers of the deck, different places, and they're trapped. So they have to confront each other's feelings, confront each other the way they think about things.
Everything came out, bro.
What do you think about the significance of the hustle man in there?
I don't know. I was really trying to figure that out. Outside of the fact that that's where Dennis got the heat from, and he was about to make a move on Shine Power. But I just think it was just a texture, a New York nuance that, you know what I'm saying, this cat was a consistent, representation of what happens on the Liberty Ferry, or just in New York in general.
Yeah.
Everybody's trying to figure out their hustle, but also, again, he became intricate outside of just background noise, basically, when everything's for sale. And, you know what I'm saying, Dennis was like, yo, let me get that heat. You know what I'm saying? I need to get that heat.
That's crazy. And my thing is like, okay, you shoot him on the ferry. How are you getting away from this?
Yo, I mean, these things weren't well thought out, obviously. I think also he saw, because when he was peering and doing his little stalker move, you know what I'm saying, stuff behind the popcorn machine and all of that, he saw that Power was strapped.
Power stayed strapped, though. You should have expected that.
He should have expected Shaw to be strapped too, but I don't, you know what I mean? I don't know. But the hustle man, I think, was just like I said, he was just a texture piece, something that kind of set the tone for, you know what I'm saying, the early 90s New York, how cats was moving, man. You know what I'm saying? When Shy got cornered, he didn't really get cornered, but Power found him by the life jackets, right? He was like, yo, I said, no, you go over here, you know how to survive in any situation. And they start talking like, you know what I'm saying? And Shy's kind of like, son, you really rocking with this idea? He was like, son, Dennis had your parents hemmed up in the store, had a gun in your pop's back. You just gonna forget about all that right now? And he's like, yo, I got a long memory, son. I ain't never forgot about nothing, but I'm also for the bag, nigga. Then I gotta figure out
what we gonna do.
Move is, yeah. And so that was just kind of, that set a dialogue and kind of shifting and getting everybody kind of ready to have the powwow at the end of the episode, which, eventually happens. And RZA, Bobby, or no, before that, well, Bobby kind of raps with everybody else.
Mhm.
Well, everybody in one section about, Shaolin and what, the potential of shaking up the music industry is. But before that, Vine and Power have a moment, right? On the bench. They kind of see each other. Power's already there. Vine walks up, but Power creates room for his old friend, right, to sit down. And it's tense. And he's sitting down.
And you find out they used to be boys.
Well, yeah, we already knew that though. They were selling papers when they were 7 together, And so they revisited it, you know what I'm saying? And like going, you know what I'm saying, how Power, how Vine ran the pick on Power's like homework hustle, or you know what I'm saying,
Yep.
in the classroom. So that kind of stuff kind of got everybody back to square one and kind of created an opportunity for Bobby to, you know what I'm saying, verbalize his vision, which I thought that scene was dope too.
No, it was.
Yeah. Like, especially when he was just like, yo, Dennis, you my ace. And he's like, he looked at Shy, he said, yo, you my ace too, because it's more than one ace in the deck. You know what I mean? It's just like, yo, he's just talking. Everybody got a suit, everybody got an instrument, everybody got a position to play.
Everybody's in his symphony.
Boom. And he starts talking to his brother, man. He's talking to Vine, like, yo, you a felon, B. Honestly, while they're looking at the skyline of New York,
What are you gonna be able to do?
What you gonna be able to do? Nothing. It's gonna, how hard it is. He was like, yo, but you got a CEO mindset. What are your options, B? Let's just keep it a buck. And so that was love. You know what I'm saying? Because he was receptive. He spoke to his situation. And then he looks at Power and he's just like saying, you always talking about, things expiring. He's like, what about you? You know what I'm saying? This drug game ain't forever. You already know that. So what's your move, son? You know what I'm saying? You're respected. You the pulse of the streets. Employ them skills, man. And so it was a real, and he started using Wu-Tang, verbiage, right?
Yep.
He was like, yo, and I can anticipate a lot of it, man. And so I think even with the background noise, I was just amped, kind of like a pep rally of sorts, right? But he was just like, yo, we gonna let these cats know that Wu-Tang Clan, and you already knew it was coming. If you were Wu head, you knew what the next line was
Nothing
gonna
to
be.
fuck with.
So my hand was like, oh.
And that's a theme going forward too, that they keep on kind of digging into it, letting you know.
So 4, excuse me. Episode 4 was so necessary for the pivot. You know what I'm saying? Everybody kind of adopting one mission and moving forward as a unit. 4 was that pivot for I think. You know what I'm saying? Because 5, I mean, it get into, you know what I'm saying, recording.
Yeah, that's when the studio and basically everybody's kind of coming together and you get the full clan together. And you can jump off on 5 and everything. And we because everybody, we're just gonna review the episodes, then we'll talk about everything as a whole for those other episodes. So just follow along with us here as we go. We'll go ahead, folks.
Oh yeah. So 5 was it comes in with Method Man, you know what I'm saying, spitting METHOD, man. It cuts to everybody holding their contracts. And you know what I'm saying, yo, you got it. They're like, yo, this is a thick, you know what I'm saying, contract, son. What do you want from us? I think it was you got. I was like, yo, what do you want from us, B? Just tell us what's in these. And Bobby's like, yo, I need 5 years of your life. Everybody's like, what?
5 years.
5 years, man. And so they gotta go into that, and then it cuts to the intro. And then RZA, they cut to Vine and Bobby with the lawyer. And you know what I'm saying, the lawyer, this is the same lawyer from the Prince Rakeem deal. So Bobby has history with this cat. So that's, you know what I mean, it was just obvious choice to kind of just go back to this dude. they start talking about the legal parameters of Wu-Tang Productions, and they talking about the lawyers trying to dissuade Bobby from like splitting up the shares evenly. He was like, man, don't do that. He's like, and Bobby's like, I'm trying to establish this thing on a spiritual level. And he's like, yeah, all right. And so they start talking using words like performer, and and Vine is gonna fake it till he make it, but he don't know what's going on for
Yeah,
real.
and look, he reading every general book about everything.
Yeah,
Like if it's like how to paint a house, he read how to just do it in general, and he's following it to the book.
he did that on the construction site,
Yep.
right? Like he was trying to. He was like, yo, does anybody ever read this sign, yo?
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, because he's a student. So anyway, but he did. I mean, I can't say he didn't know fully what was
Oh
going
no,
on.
it's just because he's just thinking that it's going to be directly like in the book, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we know it's anything. Is this is giving you a basis. When it's an application, it's all over the place.
It's all over the place, and that's exactly what happened. But I mean, I guess he held his own. He got himself out of the meeting. They kind of left with some stuff that they kind of knew, got some footing on some stuff, and that's where the contracts came from,
Yep.
right? And then they met Buddy and Chris in the lobby. He was a DJ. Remember that? They met him in the lobby. Yeah. I don't really know who dude was historically, but they met him in the lobby, and you know what I'm saying? So but back in the lab, RZA's, you know what I'm saying? It's RZA, Dennis, Shaw Genius. They're all working on the modifications to the studio, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Dennis and Shaw are into it as usual.
Still ain't getting along.
Reaching for the same tools, catches unplugging one thing to plug in another thing. I think the radio got turned on at one point. And Shaw was like, yo, I got, he's trying to drill something. So he just goes back over, but it's a back and forth, you know. And who was it? I think Dennis was constructing the baby crib.
Mm-hmm.
And Shaw was like, yo, y'all over here focusing on this, and we supposed to be building the studio. So yeah. anything Dennis did was like a trigger. You know what I'm saying? Basically, for Shy, man. And so that was on brand for them cats. Genius is like empty your pockets. I gotta go get the Wu-Tang production phone line on. You know what I'm saying? He going to the phone outside.
Yo, that is one of the illest scenes that the dude, like he literally just kept calling until he could find somebody.
Yeah.
That knew the 5% language.
Saying?
He said so.
That was clean. That was clean. It was kind of wild too, because you had to absorb the neglect, the bill, the deficit from the previous, you know what I'm saying, cats. So I don't really know how that worked. But yeah, man. The balance was like over $500. And so that's why he was like, yo, peace, God. He's trying to find somebody to help him out, and he did. And I don't
on his last quarter.
Yeah, on his final quarter. That's real. What else happened, man?
Dennis is supposed to be building this bed. His lady is trying to live with him. That was like the craziest thing.
Who, you talking about Shuri?
Yeah, like her trying to move in, like the idea that she's gonna live with them, with the baby, with them.
That was ambitious. That was optimistic, and that was the worst thing that could happen, right? Yeah. And thank God for Vine's situation, his living situation, because he's staying with his girl, and that was a much more appropriate space.
Is that basically downstairs?
I don't think it was the same building.
But it's close. They were close to each other because people was just popping through like easily, so it wasn't that far from each other. What
was Vine's girl's ethnicity? Do you know? She was talking to her pops, if you remember, and he was borrowing her dad's suit to go on all these, you know what I'm saying, business meetings. And she was on the phone with him, and he was like, yo, ask him if I could use the suit like another couple days. And she was like, you know what I'm saying? She didn't really want to say what Pops was saying, but he was like, what did he say? She was like, just have it dry clean. He said, "No, what did he really say?"
He may have been Haitian
Well, she said,
or Dominican.
Barack Mati, or something like that. And I was like, what does that mean? You know what I'm saying? And I think I even tried to Google it, and nothing came up. But obviously, I don't know how to spell that either. But that's what she said. And anyway, so wow, let's just cut to there. So we got Shuri staying over there.
It's
with
French,
Vine.
so he's Haitian.
Oh, well then, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's French.
Ça passe, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, so that situation is a blessing for Shuri and the baby, because she goes over there. She didn't even have to say nothing. She knocked on the door. She hit her with the depressed eyes. Son.
Yep.
Yo, and like I'm gonna just call her sister-in-law for the sake of, you know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta have a ring to be my wife, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you already know.
Yeah. Walk them dogs. So she's already doing that. So, you know what I mean? But since we're in that space, they cut to mathematics. Math shows up with the rough drafts.
Yep.
And a logo, because they talking about, you know what I mean? They got a Hatties.
And that thing was ridiculous with the dude with the head cut off with the
So he was like, yo, y'all making a scary movie or something? But no, Vines, he sees Math walk in, and he's like, oh snap, yo, we about to see what he got. And then he sits down and pulls out the rough drafts, and Vines like, yo, his voice, he's like, what are we doing?
Yo, like, that's not what we going. Okay.
Yo, we can't market that. So yeah, but you know, I mean, the joints were kind of fresh though. I ain't gonna stunt, but they were not anything like what we know their logo to be. You know, and so yeah, they kind of, you know, tell them to simplify it and go back to the lab on that. And then you know what I'm saying, cut to Meth and you got in the corner. Meth is shooting dice, right? They back on the block, and he taking all the shorties' money. And they jumping around again, because that's what they do. Everything's happened simultaneously. So while Dennis and Shah are in the studio trying to put together, you know, with Bobby trying to put together the joint, they in Park Hill shooting dice. You got and Meth.
Yeah, and on the corner, yeah.
Yeah, with the shorties and Meth is cleaning these cats out. You know what I'm saying? He's like, yo, shorty, you trying to lose all your money today, man? He's like, yo, how many? You still playing? Like, it's like, so I think it was genius. They saw genius, so they pieced out on the game and went over to the corner. When no sooner than that happened, they get to the corner. They talking to Genius. Now it was a little minute, because Genius was like, he just got back out, so they catching Genius up on this, and he's just like, yo, that Park Hill Stapleton stuff, man, is kind of dying right now. You know what I'm saying? Nah, that ain't what they was talking about. That was later.
No, it's later when they talk about that. That was that's actually episode 7 or 8.
Yeah, y'all excuse me, man.
Yeah, we got the next 3 episodes, but we're gonna have them locked in for y'all faster. So
oh, you asked me how I was doing. I'm gonna cut back to that. Since our last review, I've been to New York and back, and I've seen Ghost Ray and Genius perform.
Yeah, well, you know what? Jump in, segue while we take a little commercial break for folks. Go ahead, jump in and tell us how that show went.
Oh, that show was insane, man. Like, it was, Genius came out chopping heads, man. Like, it was insane. You know, Genius ain't for the style points. Genius just
what do you mean by that?
He just come out strictly giving you bars. Like, he coming out and he's him. He's just, you know what I'm saying? He's just coming, and it's just nonstop bars just coming, right? I don't remember the set list, but it's Jizza, bro. So he's just gone, right? He did some acapella also. It's on my story on IG, so y'all can, oh, it's not my story, my highlights. You know what I'm saying? It's on one of my most recent highlights. You could just watch everything I captured from there. Shout out to Kev Johnson, had us VIP up in the joint. But yeah, so yeah, that it was crazy. After Genius came out, you know what I'm saying? Starkey came out, and that's all the style points. If you know if you know Tony, you know what I'm talking about. So yeah,
Did he come out with a robe on? Did he come out with a robe on?
Oh, I wish he would have, son. Nah, he came out with some very black light friendly colors on. You know what I'm saying? Popping, Genius got on all black, son. He just, black leather, black Timbs, black jeans, black shirt under the jacket. He's just
all black, black on black.
Just here for bars, bro. And so, you know what I'm saying? Shala come out, you know what I'm saying? They very, very, very crafty introduction for all, you know what I'm saying, for the way they wove all of them in, and they actually performed together at one point. And you know what I'm saying, Raekwon was even like at one point, Jizza was rhyming. He was like, sun is on fire right now. Like, it was like he was even a fan of Jizza in the moment. But yeah, the concert was crazy, man. I'm glad I went. I actually had on a Park Hill t-shirt, and I'm really not one of those cats that wear like the band or the group's t-shirts to a venue. Wu-Tang's a little different. They're a cult following. People wear it. You know what I'm saying?
People that don't even like the Wu-Tang Clan just because of talking about the logo. We talking about the logo from Mathematics. Yeah. It's one of the most. It's the most. I say it's the most iconic hip hop logo between that and Def Jam. And maybe Death Row 2, maybe.
Yeah.
But Wu's the most, I would say.
Wu is the and it's definitely more impactful because I don't see cats just wearing Def Jam or I see cats wearing Death Row stuff, but not nearly at the rate.
No, or just wearing it with the Wu on it. No.
Yeah. So that concert was crazy, but I had a Park Hill shirt on, and the shirt. It's a big P on it. I should have wore it for this, but got a big P on it in all the streets in Park Hill, including mine. It's right there at the bottom. And one of the cats was there, the dude that was selling the merch. He saw my shirt. And he was like, "Yo, let me see your shirt." So I walked up there. He's looking at it. He said, "Yo, what Park Hill is this?" I said, "Yo, this is the original Park Hills." He ain't like that too much, but he was kind of trying to call me out, so I had to match energy. But it's not a lie, you know what I'm saying? Our Park Hill and Stapleton are older than their buildings. Ours is a neighborhood, so it just happens to be. Even geographically, Stapleton's here, Park Hill's here. You know what I'm saying? Just like in New York. So, and you see it on the map on the intro. You see, geographically.
Yep.
So we ended up having an interesting dialogue, man. Like it was respect at the end, but they were like, I was like, yo, he was like, I'm gonna be over there. We're gonna be there on the 16th. I was like, well, you make sure you've been a corner there. You know what I'm saying? And make sure. I said ODB loved it out there. And so kind of talked about that. But yeah, that was neat, man. That whole interaction was neat. But I'm glad I went, man.
Yeah, no. I mean, it's the show. I mean, we never thought we'd never have ODB. I've never seen Wu. My camera fell off. I never seen ODB. I never seen Wu-Tang live with ODB. I got to see them every time I seen them live. It was after ODB had passed.
Yep, me too, man.
And it was crazy. I was going to see them a little bit before, like maybe 03. Down. Remember the old American Theater? They was there one night, and it was supposed to be all over. Now, this is when ODB was in and out of jail. We don't know, or not showing up to shows. So, Lord knows if he even showed up to the St. Louis show. I don't remember.
I don't either, man. But that American Theater was crazy. Right there downtown.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Underrated theater, man. Nobody just didn't really work with it right to really get it back up to acceptable levels.
There wasn't no parking down there, man.
That was a big problem too.
There wasn't like none.
Yeah,
it was adjacent to 2 one-way streets.
So let's dive into episode 7. I believe. Protection.
Shit. Hold on. But I wasn't done with 5 though.
Oh yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. And with 6 we're talking, not even 7.
Yeah, so
but you're on episode 5. Keep going.
Buddy gets shot, right? The young kid in the dice game, he gets shot while Meth and Genius and You God are over on the corner. And they look over and they see Buddy and they just was talking to him and it hit him. Like, you know, they catching, no, it wasn't Genius, it was INS. I'm tripping.
Mm-hmm.
Deck had just got out of jail, you know what I'm saying? And they were just kind of catching him up on what was going on while he was away. And that's when the drive-by happened. And they left the corner and went straight to the studio. And everybody was kind of like, hey, when they showed up and they walked in all somber, like, yeah, what's up, son? And so they're like, oh, what's up? And they just kind of ran it down, you know what I'm saying, to everybody else in the room, what it just happened. And that was a moment of clarity, right? And Bobby used it, obviously, as a moment to motivate, because that's what he do. Because, you know what I'm saying, that's who he is.
That's his job. That's what he be on. Yeah.
So Meth was just like, they shot I can't remember Buddy's name, but he was like, they just shot him. They killed him. Somebody's like, you know what I'm saying, they shot so-and-so. And Meth said that, and somebody else was like, is he? And Meth was like he's gone, bro. And
like he's out of here, he's expired.
Son, is Black history, man. Ancestor.
Yeah.
And so they go around the room, like Meth is like, son, that could have been me. I was standing right there. It could have very easily been me on the pavement right now. And you know what I'm saying? And then Dennis goes around and he's like, son, I caught a bullet in the neck. You know what I mean? And then Shy is like, yo, I got popped in the leg.
Right. So they starting to see the value of them trying to make these other moves instead of just kind of playing with the game.
Yeah. This is go hard right now. This is what this is. Bobby was like, yo, I could still be in prison. You know, and he very well could have. If that jury would have went the other way, just by Wu-Tang Clan. So,
man, think about those butterfly flakes like that, man. We talked about that last episode.
Man. So, you know, Bobby's like, listen, this is what we got to do. You know what I'm saying? It kind of lays it out. Yeah, so that's kind of how that was the last piece of 5 that I kind of really wanted to touch on. They've between 4 and 5, they've had a couple of necessary pivot moments. Like the pivot moment was in 4, like where cats actually got on the same page. And then in 5,
they had to confront each other by being on that boat, not being able to run away from it.
Exactly. And then in 5, and they, you know what I'm saying, at the end of 4, they standing on the barge or whatever you call that part of the boat where you kind of look forward. They looking at Staten, and he's just like, yo, there you go, Staten. That's our home. And Bobby's like, nah, son, that's Shaolin.
The Shaolin.
You say the place where the spring from which our kung fu comes from, or whatever kind of verbiage you use. But he's like, that's Shaolin. And so they kind of start drinking that Kool-Aid, like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's not the Staten no more. And that's when they start shifting, like Park Hill and Stapleton got to die because it's all Shaolin at this point.
Yep, it's all the same.
Yeah, us against the world. So that was how 4 ended, and then 5 ended with the moment of clarity that kind of propelled them towards, like, you know, signing the contract and, like, you know, understanding that 5 years really ain't
that long to try to push hard on something.
Yeah. What was the analogy they used? They said you can get a degree in 4 years and still not have a future or something like that, but you get it 5 years. Yeah. All true. So that's how 4 and 5 wrapped up, man. Kind of potent. You know what I mean?
So 6 was more of the inside process of protect your neck. Like as you said, Meth is already recorded. METHOD, and they recorded what else did they say they recorded? Was it
Protect the Neck? They had
it was before, because they wanted to be something else as the single.
Oh, that's right. They didn't have protection net because Bobby was like, yeah, because remember Bobby and Power and Vine were kind of not arguing, but saying like the first single got to be this. It was like, nah, I got to be that. And like Bobby was like, it ain't gonna be neither one of those.
Yeah.
And I talked to him, and he basically kicks him out the room. Like I gotta make, which turns into Protect Your Neck. It's like I gotta make something with everybody on it. I gotta make something that come out chopping heads, like because it could all be so simple. Was done.
It's Tears. That's what they wanted the single to be. Was Tears. Yep.
Yep. And they was like, no, it's not gonna be Tears. It's not gonna be.
And it was they needed a song with everybody on it.
And that's where we get the jewel, Protect Your Neck.
I like the way that they set it up with showing everybody doing a verse and kind of showing their personality within the verse and him being in his head and changing the beats and changing people out. That was very, very creative the way they presented that.
Yes. Yo, real life Swiss, that's exactly how I listen to music though.
No. Like, I think that's the thing he's trying to say is that's how we all do, but nobody's ever conveyed that.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. I'll sit with people, man, and I'll listen to songs, and I've done it, man. And it's just you've got stuff on repeat, and I'm just like dissecting the sections. Like I learned the percussion, I learned the strings, the horns. You know what I'm saying? The all the different layers, the vocal sections, and all of that. And if you like that, you could get on people's nerves because you can be like, yo, did you hear that? Oh, that is crazy. You guys like, hear what? So that 6 was dope for that. It really broke down the sampling process, how RZA's mind works. And I like the fact that like he had the instruments or the musicians playing the instruments talking back.
And then changing up the bands and all that.
Yeah. Dude was like, you gonna cut me anyway, so just go ahead and cut me out.
And then just think about the idea. And then Dennis was all scared and noited out, couldn't write no rhymes. And I just debate like Ghostface couldn't be this emo, right, in real life, right?
Oh, man. See, I don't know. I was watching an interview with RZA was just recently on the Breakfast Club, and he's kind of talking about it. And he kind of alludes to the fact that Dennis was. He was like, and the actor is starting to embody that, and he's starting to act like Ghost in real life. And he was just like, yo, you know what I'm saying?
And then he told me he need to slow down too.
What
like
you mean?
Kicking it, or was that the character playing him where he was like in that interview? He was like, they was doing a little bit too much of it. I might have been the kid playing.
Yeah, it was definitely the actor. He said the actor was getting too aggressive.
Yeah,
he was like, yo, he's really acting like Brother Cole's over here, man. He's like, yo, you gotta you gotta bring it down. Where your camera at, man?
It was just ill, man, seeing that process within like different people coming in. And then is that the original beat for real, or did he? Because I don't even know if that's the original beat that he was going to use at first.
For what?
The one for Protect Your Neck, that original beat. That can't be the original one because didn't RZA have that big
the flood
and lost almost all his stuff? So I'm assuming that's as a placeholder for whatever beat he was trying to use.
Potentially. I didn't even think about that. I hate the fact that we lost probably one of the coldest, INS's.
Yep, we lost Inspector Deck's
album. Because
Kids, there was no cloud. Oh, kids to put up in the cloud. This is all on reels.
Exactly. Floppy disks, reels, in the show, they said it was a fire.
Right.
But in real life, it was a flood.
Yeah, it was a flood. Yeah, his whole crib flooded out.
So, damn, I really wanted to. I mean, like, I didn't even know that thing existed, but now I'm like, yo.
Yeah, because
Science, please make you know, what you call it, a time machine.
yeah,
If
they got
nothing
to.
else, but to save INS's first project. You know, I always said though, if we
I mean,
ever
INS has had a interesting career. Even when you talk about the Tupac joint, I got my mind made up. He's originally on there.
Monster Verse too, and it's on
Yeah,
YouTube.
it's on
Pull it up.
YouTube if people want to check it. So I got my mind made up with Tupac, the Dog Pound, and Meth and Red, and INS. Originally, it was
Ooh,
just the Dog Pound, Red, Meth, and Inspector Deck. Pac comes home, Pac jumps on it, and Deck gets pulled off for time
yeah.
constraints.
Who was that? That was Corrupt. They was interviewing Corrupt. They said,
Yeah, Daz just did the beat and just they didn't because Meth and Redman didn't even know Tupac was on there
nah.
because they did the song for the Dog Pound album. It was supposed to be for the Dog Pound second album.
They're always like, "Yo, you guys did a song with Pac. How was that? What was that like?" They're like, "We didn't even know that. You didn't even know he was on it."
They thought it was on the second. They thought it was gonna be on the second Dog Pound album.
Way after, yeah. But yeah, Corrupt was like, they asked Corrupt, he's like, "Yo, why did Pac take INS verse off the song?" He's like, "Because he was mean." He said, "You know he was mean because he kept Son's ad-libs."
Yep, that was crazy at the end, right?
INS the rebel.
Spit.
Whatever you're saying. You could, but yeah, that verse is on YouTube. That verse is insane.
Yeah, that's just one of them things, man. And think, and as when we do our next review for the next three, the impact of Protection Neck, cats don't understand.
Yeah,
what that did for cats.
World, bro.
It was something totally different we had never heard.
Hey, yo, that it was nobody had ever seen that many people on stage or on a track before.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody was in their bag.
Even that person, the person dissing you got, he was even in his bag too before you get to talking, whoever that was.
He was. He was. Yeah, as times progressed, I don't think, you know what I'm saying, I can safely say that he probably didn't keep the same momentum as his brothers for whatever reason, but nah, he was in his bag on Protect Your Neck. All of them were.
Yeah. I mean, they all came in spitting fire. And to think we'll never see nothing like this again in hip hop. You know what I mean? Like where everybody's on the same collective, same page and willing to take the back seat to learn from each other or to ride the wave. Man, they would have been broke up by now and shooting at each other. Again.
Straight up. I mean, we've seen it.
Yeah.
We've seen it with much smaller artists, like
exactly.
G Unit for one.
Right.
And Cats Don't Speak. Who else? I don't know.
I mean, Dipset just started talking back.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's, yeah. I mean, LONS, if you want to go all the way back, that's one. I mean, it happened. I mean, I hate to say it out loud, but Tribe Called Quest.
Ooh.
You know?
Yeah. Yep.
That was, yeah. So.
Yep. You're right about that one too.
Yeah. I ain't gonna act like Wu ain't never had no static though.
But really, I mean, more of it was like people mad at Divine, right? In Power.
Yeah, I think, I don't know. Some cats was mad at Meth too because they said he was an attention hog.
I mean, I see it.
Yeah,
he's the franchise player. He's the one that gets y'all into all the doors.
Yeah, period.
So you got to kind of let him breathe.
I think it was some static historically with RZA as well.
Yeah, because I think it's because they think that he decided with Divine so much, especially when it came to money.
And then, like, he was cutting, like, he gave other people opportunities before he gave the core cats.
Yeah, like, I mean, you got to think Gravediggers came out.
The Sons of Man drop.
Sons of Man, Killer Wu Bees.
Shaheem, Rugged Child.
2 albums from Shaheem, Rugged Child Part 2, and a third one. It was like 3 albums from Shaheem.
Man Child album and another one.
And then there was like another one. Shit Is Real is on Man Child, I think.
Mm-hmm. That's my joy.
Yeah, I love that song.
Yeah.
I don't even know if RZA even produced anything on there.
Oh no, that video was hard too.
Let me see. What's up with Shaheem?
But
Shaheem is about our age.
yeah.
Oh, he's 4 years older than us.
Son, I used to love it. I used to the Rugged Child album and the Man Child album got a lot of love for me, bro. I spun that out. But
yeah, it's the Lost Generations. The album's got Shit Is Real on it.
okay.
And so yeah, 94.
That's the third album, yeah.
No, Lost Generation is the second. Man Child's the third.
Well, I'm saying we was listing like his
Oh,
project.
yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah, the timeline wise.
Yeah. So,
Right.
Cats
So,
didn't go first.
People finna get us right back again because we're gonna have to review the next three. But let everybody know you hit your my thing on camera keep messing up. Focus, let everybody know they can hit your
minute, man.
Yeah, no, I was then. You should have told me.
I did. I said, yo, what happened to your camera? Yo, you ain't hear me though.
I was in the middle of my thoughts trying to get them out. No, I said, where can everybody hit you up at? As we finna roll through these a little bit more, and we're gonna talk about. I'm trying to see where Attila is, man. I'm just putting it out there.
You still trying? You got your radar open for Attila.
Yeah, because you just can't drop that. Just say I shot a dude and nothing happens, and then you go shoot another dude, and that original dude is supposed to be these hardcore on the streets of Staten Island, and y'all don't have to see him again.
Yo, Attila was that guy, bro. Yeah. So I'm curious too.
Yeah.
I'm curious.
Where can people hit you up at though, folks?
Yeah, the Focus Gallery, man. TheFocusGallery. Well, I can't ever spell galleries, man. Come on, man. And then on Twitter at THAFOCUS. So the Focus Gallery on Instagram and the Focus on Twitter.
Yeah, make sure you hit us up. OLC on Twitter, SOLC Network on Facebook, SOLC Network on Instagram, and then Lando Cal Pod on everything as well. It's hosted on both. So you just jump in, ride with us as we continue reviewing, and we got some more to do. It's gonna be some more fun.
Oh, yeah.
We'll see y'all in the next three. Peace.
Peace.